What is going on YouTube? Here back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, as well as XRP. We're also going to be looking at some very interesting technical analysis, kind of looking at other cryptocurrency analysts in the market that have a pretty big influence and a big following. And I kind of wanted to compare their influence and their, technical analysis to mine, and then kind of feel out the differences and obviously help you guys as well. Also, for those of you who aren't aware, I did actually make a buy-in order on DueDEX yesterday, so if you guys are following that, definitely make sure to check it out. But yes, I did put in a buy-in order. I did a long. Now I am currently down, it's not really down by much, I'm only down by $5, but you can see there was a position that did happen. I bought in at an entry price of $8,480 and it is currently $8,320. Now I do believe there is chance of us to be breaking up higher due to the fact that we are retesting supports on Bitcoin and some of the other cryptocurrencies like Litecoin as well as Ethereum. So there's a very high chance that the bottom could be in right now, and then we could start to head up fairly soon. The only one that is of concern is XRP Ripple, and that's the coin that I want to spend a little bit of time on today, discussing where we could be potentially seeing these movements move to. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and let's jump into today's episode. So guys, before I start, I kind of want to show you guys my previous video, like we always like to do, but basically to recap last night's video, we were talking about the XRP Ripple shocking price update in regards to the fact that there is some sort of uptrend forming on Bitcoin's chart, as well as the other cryptocurrencies, that is kind of withholding the price from potentially heading lower, and that's why I'm calling this uptrend potentially a spark movement to the upside fairly soon. Within some of the bigger cryptocurrencies, we are using not only the support, but the high-low MMA as a means of keeping that price afloat, which could eventually lead to a break to the upside fairly soon, and that's kind of what I want to get into. As you guys can see, just a quick recap, you can see that Bitcoin is hanging out on the high-low middle moving average. We have Litecoin doing the same thing, and we have Ethereum doing the same thing. The only one to pay attention to is XRP Ripple, which you can see is currently breaking down. We do have this uptrend drawn out, and we do have the bearish correction back down as we got rejected from the high-low MMA. So for those of you who are not familiar, Galaxy Bitcoin is a fairly big technical analysis, or just has a very big following in the crypto space on Twitter, has 60,000 followers, and he made a post a couple of days ago, 3 days ago to be exact. Today's the 25th. On the 22nd, he posted something that looks awfully similar to my technical analysis here with this uptrend here, which we all thought could be fairly bullish. And you can see we did break bearish. The price was at 23 cents, now falling all the way down to 21 cents. And you can see on his charting right here, the price which was originally at around 23 to 24 cents. And you can see he drew on his prediction, which was a break up to, I believe, 28 cents, which unfortunately didn't happen. And that's something you guys have to take into consideration to basically spread out your analysis and what you kind of watch and take influence on, because we're not always 100% right. For the most part, we're just trying to show you guys what we could see the market be doing, and then honestly it's kind of just making it a prediction. And as we know, cryptocurrency investing and selling off shorts, longs is a form of gambling, so you have to take some consideration. It's a lot of luck, and with cryptocurrency specifically, more technical analysis too. So we do have that slight advantage to making predictions, but we're not always 100% right. As you can see here, we didn't blast up, we actually corrected and broke through the uptrend, and we fell lower. And as he said, get XRP looking ready to break bullish, and that is exactly what didn't happen. So we do have to take that into consideration as well. I was kind of anticipating the break to the downside within XRP. Usually these uptrends that lead to a strong resistance up here tend to break bearish, as we cannot break through resistances. 23 cents is kind of this, problem zone, so I don't expect it to break through there. Now we are using the support as a means of this downward support as a means of trending sideways, and honestly we have not yet broken through here. That's going to be a major critical move on the current market. If XRP actually can close a candle below this support right here, which is currently acting as one, it used to be a resistance, then there is a very high chance we're probably going to swing down lower. potentially hit 20 cents, if not break all the way back down, retesting 16 cents. But I don't see us holding the support for much longer. There's a very high chance we could break bearish. Now, we do have to take this and play the devil's advocate. This could be a bottom. The fact that we are hitting support right here means we could start to swing up higher, or we could trend on here and then eventually move back up to retest that high-low MMA. So we really have to see which way these go. And when you take the other cryptocurrencies into consideration, there's a chance this could be the bottom, and that's kind of why I bought into the market on DueDEX. For those of you that don't have DueDEX, I highly recommend you sign up. It is the first link in the description. It's a great way to help support the channel by checking out that link, as well as it gives you guys a huge opportunity for leverage trading, as well as buying long and shorting cryptocurrency on the market. Most people think you could just do that in stocks. This gives you the opportunity of making money off cryptocurrency falling. So if you're a strong believer that the markets are going to head even lower, consider shorting the market. And if you don't have much to invest, you can leverage trade more and actually make more money off of a smaller investment or off of a smaller margin. So it's pretty awesome. Definitely do your research into here. I didn't jump on here until I was fairly confident with the market. And as you guys can see, I'm currently down right now. And what's interesting too is if you guys have made an open position right now, you actually can see the liquidation price, which they didn't have before, and they have on right now, which is pretty awesome. So it shows you kind of the bottom where it'll sell you out in case you fall too low. That's pretty awesome too. Definitely check that out. And obviously we're only down today. Who knows, maybe tomorrow or the next day we can start to see the uptrend start to form, which is what I'm anticipating. And then we can obviously move much higher up in price. Now, in regards to moving on to the other cryptocurrencies, I want to focus on Ethereum and Litecoin, then we'll discuss Bitcoin, because when you look at these cryptos, you can see it looks to me like there's an immediate chance of a reversal forming right now. You can see we had the beautiful reversal doji, or a Morningstar doji form right here with this uptrend in formation. It looks fairly reasonable to expect to see a reversal of this sort happen fairly soon. And that is exactly why I put my position in on DueDEX. Even though it's in Bitcoin, they do plan on adding other cryptocurrencies happening very soon. But for right now, with that position, I expect this to ultimately influence Bitcoin and Litecoin as well. So not only are we retesting high-low middle moving average, we're retesting this uptrend. We have the Morningstar doji. We're down now at 57 on the RSI instead of being overbought. And I honestly anticipate a movement up on here, or at least some sort of float above here and not a correction below here. We have three uptrends, or three supports: high-low MMA, green red band, we have the yellow support right here, and the uptrend here, all acting as a support to potentially uplift this currency to a higher level. That same exact thing applies to Litecoin as well. One that fell even lower on the RSI, now currently trending at 51, looks to be fairly reasonable, like we're going to be heading up very soon. I just want to pull up the MACD. You can see we do have that bearish cross on the MACD, but it's only short term. There's a very, very, very high chance we're going to reverse up from there. Also a chance we could break bearish. The reason being bearish is because we were neck and neck at the previous high and we did not break through there. So there is a chance we could fall lower, but the fact is we did break bullish outside of a massive descending fractal, and we are starting to head up. So ultimately, with that being said, having some nitpicking with the high-low MMA was expected. We were anticipating, and I've said in previous videos, we were going to break out and retest that high-low MMA. At some point, we always tend to shoot up to that. But with us being fairly comfortable on the RSI, 52 gives us plenty of support for us to head up even higher. And following the uptrend, you can see not only do we have the reversal candle, reversal Morningstar doji on Bitcoin, or sorry, on Ethereum, we also have it on Litecoin. So there's a lot of reasons why we can anticipate the swing to the upside fairly soon. We have the uptrend, we have the high-low MMA, we're expecting that reversal to happen, and that's honestly something to consider. We also do have a support here. There is a clear, sign of support. There's a very high chance we could swing back upwards after this consolidation. Same thing goes with Bitcoin. This is the only coin that just gives me more concern, is because we don't have this movement. We have this uptrend that was broken, and you can see it doesn't really apply here that well. But the fact is we finally broke through the high-low MMA. Even with a bearish cross on the MACD, we do have a bullish cross on the high-low middle moving average, which is a lot stronger than the MACD in regards to moving up. And it was very, very, very expected and anticipated of a short-term recovery due to the fact that we did retest overbought. So by consolidating down from a price of $89 to a price of $8,300, it gives us plenty of room to extend up even higher now. We've done it in the past, you've seen it in the past, so it really isn't too much of a worry to see it again. You can see we were overbought right here, and we dropped all the way down to $5,000 from a price of $56, very similar to what we dropped to now. Dropped from overbought at 72 back down to a support at 54, and then we immediately blasted up. And I can almost guarantee you, if we scroll back to my channel back in 2019, when we saw this drop right here from 5,600 to 4,900, I bet a lot of people got nervous and sold their position and then lost out on the major run that happened immediately after. So honestly, that's why I'm putting in my position. I'm buying in when the market is down, when people are afraid, and then I'm anticipating that to pay off in the long haul. Obviously, we could see a lower move. When you look at this, we do have the strong uptrend. There's still that great opportunity that we could be retesting here. But honestly, I expect us to bounce off that with great force, shooting the coin up to much higher levels. And I believe even on here, we did have other people commenting. You can see sometimes market makers can be so accurate. Yesterday's close was exactly within the trend line. Today is either a dump or a breakout on the daily. I'm leaning towards a breakout and close above the trend line. If so, tomorrow's going to be good. This was again on January 22nd. As we know, that is exactly what didn't happen. Yes, we were inside the trends. You can see right here the descending fractal, but with retesting the high-low MMA, that is why we broke bearish and consolidated downwards, which is why I'm anticipating a potential correction lower within XRP. Makes plenty of sense. You can see the major candle wick that formed on this chart right here. That's why I do believe we're going to see the same thing on XRP. Mine shows that we are above here. I'm sure we could extend this ever so slightly to show that we didn't break through it. And we can honestly check that out right now before I end today's video. But you can see we could pretty much correct this ever so slightly. If you wanted to move this up ever so slightly, you definitely could. Maybe something along the lines of this is possible. I honestly don't think it makes that much of a difference because you can see we're still getting rejected there. So whether you want to put it here or whether you want to put it right here, for the most part, we are being rejected. We can leave it like that for right now, and you can see how well this acts as a resistance. We retested it here, and now we're retesting it again, and we're breaking bearish from that, and there's a very high chance we could fall lower, basically retesting the 20 cent, if not the 16 cent support before seeing that bullish movement. Otherwise, that's going to wrap up today's episode. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.